Hey folks, hope you're doing well. So today I'm going to be actually using the airbrush on this massive dragon from Black Rose Wars. This is the Necrodragon, who was primed in a regular spray can of matte black Army Painter's primer, and we're doing a base coat or an undercoat first with charred bone. This is one of the color triads from Army Painter's Air range, and by the way, I love their color triads. I don't know if I've mentioned it before. How great they cover and how they work well together as creating your base and your mid and your highlights. Now this is a big miniature, and I'm not at all doing like what the artwork was. Okay, not at all, totally different here. All right. Like technically this dragon was all black with some of the like fire stuff on it, but I really wanted to make this thing look almost like undead that was brought back again. And so the next one I'm using here is the skeleton bone, and this is where I'm getting the top parts of the wings and the top parts of the you know, just like the highlighter, like the sort of like a zenithal highlight kind of with that. And then I'm using the bleach bone, and sorry about this, but my hand got in the way of the camera. I didn't realize where my camera was placed, I think. And this is where I'm doing like all those like hands or fingers of this guy. I was doing all those little areas. And the next thing I'm doing actually is using some speed paints in an airbrush. And by the way, the speed paints in an airbrush is amazing. If you have not tried it, try it. The speed paints, especially the newer ones, I don't know, I haven't tried too many of the older ones, but the newer ones just do such a great job. And as you can see, this is bony matter here. And I go back over it a couple times just in some spots to really get the shadows done. And it's the inside part of his wings, and the top outside part of the wings I'm using pallid bone. I'm also going to use this on a whole bunch of areas on this miniature. Now technically after I looked at it a bit more, maybe the pallid bone should have been the inside part of the wings because it would be lighter than the outside parts. I was going sort of for like a shadow effect too. What do you guys think? Comment down below. Let me know what you think, if the pallid bone should have been on the inside wings and the bony matter on the outside. However, for all the other bones, I think that the pallid bone is a really good choice here. Getting all these like bone parts that are sticking out of them. It's got a lot of areas of this. Now the flesh, I kind of went with a little bit of different things. Like I'm doing the pallid bone on certain areas because I'm thinking, oh, okay, this is flesh-like. Maybe I should do it on that area or not. And anyways, you can see what I'm going to do as the flesh later on. So I do cover up some of this pallid bone again. But again, it just works so well in an airbrush. And if I could paint super delicately with a small miniature with an airbrush, I think I would. But on a large miniature, it just saves you so much more time with the coverage and the areas you're trying to get. Try to make sure that you get all like the coverage you want. And also you can put it as light or as dark as you want. So if you go over a couple times, it'll be darker. Using one of the new ones now, Goddess Glow, the new speed paints. I'm doing this on those fingers, I guess, of the wings. And as you can see, it also blends into the other colors of the skin. So I get a nice blend that I want here. Just doing a nice straight over that. Again, do try speed paints over with an airbrush because it does such a great job. Now I will use the Goddess Glow again after for the skin that I couldn't really reach with this because I didn't want to make a mess out of everything. You'll see that coming up real soon there. I hope you guys are enjoying these videos. I know they're not coming out as much, but please continue watching my videos. Keep sharing them on social media. Let people know that there's a guy out there that likes to paint miniatures for fun and not always being parade ready and kind of a noob still after all this. So here I am back with the Goddess Glow now, doing the tongue, and I'm going to be doing all the little skin parts that I think would be flesh. Alright, so I'm not going to do his hands, I'm not going to do his feet, I'm going to kind of blend it in. And it's kind of hard because he's got these bones everywhere, he's got these wires or like tubes everywhere, he's got this weird creature like, what was it, like the rib cage kind of thing on the front here. And I'm going to do something that I already used already too as well. I'm going to come back to another paint on top of that. But just in between, it's all going to be this Goddess Glow, and I find it just makes this dragon look eerie. I don't know, in the end, I'm glad I didn't follow the artwork. Again, what do you guys think? Have you seen the Necrodragon, the actual like artwork of it? Do you think this does it justice? Comment down below, hit that like button as well, and subscribe if you're new to the channel, alright guys? Because I will be doing more Black Rose Wars. Eventually the new Rebirth game will be on my doorstep, so that'll be painted up as well. I gotta catch up, I got so much to paint, it's ridiculous. I also promised you guys a whole army painting as well video at one point, speed painting through a Wadroon Conquest First Blood army. I do want to get that going, so eventually I will record that, or it might be part of my live streams instead, and you'll be painting along with me, so that might be an idea as well. So here I go again, just doing all the flesh with all this beautiful goddess glow. I'm gonna let you guys enjoy the music, and I'll come back to you with the next color. Alright, our next speed paint is Grim Black. We're going to be doing pretty much what is left that hasn't been painted yet, and mostly like the armor, and I thought maybe this head part here was kind of like armor, and the Grim Black does a great job, but I didn't realize how matte it dried. I really didn't realize that. I don't know if I've never noticed it before on other miniatures, or because it was such small areas that I've used it on, but using it on these larger areas, or maybe it's because of the skeleton bone, or the other paints that I used, the air paints that I used, that made it that it became more matte than shiny. I don't know. I don't know if you guys have noticed with Grim Black, if it does the same thing. If it does, hey, comment down below and let me know if you guys too notice the same thing. So yeah, again, like I said, I'm doing mostly all the armor and a whole bunch of different areas here on this dragon. Again, I'll let you guys enjoy the music and see how I'm painting, because I'm kind of running out of things to say here. Alright, so I hope you guys enjoyed all that grim black here. I'm using some pallid bone again, now on that weird chest thing that's kind of like a creature, also part of his like rib cage here. I don't know what this thing is. I'm also going to go over a little few of the areas that I found that were just not dark enough, and just giving a little bit more highlight to that with the speed paint. So you can see that grim black, how it dried so matte. Speaking of matte, using a little white now in the eyes to get them ready for the next colors I'm going to be using on that. Tried some different things on that as well. Using some night scales now. This is a metallics paint from the Army Painter. I don't get to use those very often. I did a lot on the Ankh miniatures, and I'm sure you guys saw that. So I'm using this on all those tubes that he's got. Now, I think this is all the areas that I saw in the artwork that are more like the fire. It's like he's got the tubes are creating a fire for him. But I want to do this shiny metallic pipe looking thing, and to be honest, okay, the night scales is super thick. It is almost like a, oh, what would you call that kind of paint there, gouache, or I don't know what you call that. I don't know if that's English or not, but like very thick. Okay, and it's always been that way. And as I was like, oh, we'll add a little bit of war paints medium to it. And the bottle just squirted out. I don't know if there was like a jam in the bottle or something in the war paints medium, but it ended up making this almost like a speed paint, like watered down like crazy. I found some of the areas that weren't, but you know what though? It actually made it that it was kind of like a little bit more diluted, so that that skin color sort of came through a little bit more through these pipe areas. So it really made it like it was blended into that skin. So really cool effect in my opinion. I don't know if you guys agree or not. And again, this is one of my longer videos. I hope you guys are actually sitting through it all. Please watch the whole video, guys. You don't have to skip through a lot of it. I like to talk about different things. And hey, if you guys want to talk about miniatures you're working on, join my Discord channel. The link is in the description. And you can come and chat with me, and you can ask me tips, or you can also ask tips down in the comments. You can say, hey, what do you do for this kind of painting? And so on and so forth. Nuclear sunrise for the eyes, but I didn't like how it turned out. This was just a little too pale for me. I really wanted his eyes to shine. And then come back to the night scales now, and I dry brush this over all the armor parts. So pretty much where I did all the grim black, and I just get all those nice raised edges, and it just finishes off that grim black perfectly. So having that matte black color, and then just going over with this nice shiny night scales, it's not like silver, but it gives it a shine to the black. I find it comes out perfect. And again, I just used it as it was in the bottle, so pretty goopy, but still you dry it off. So gemstone for the eyes. This is what I did, the red gemstone, which is the metallic paint. I did it for that little mouth of that little creature. I don't know why I did that, but I find it just looks good like that. And there you have it, folks. The Necrodragon from Black Rose Wars is painted and ready for the table. I didn't want to show you guys how I painted all the base because it's pretty monotonous. It's green and red. Anyways, I want to thank you guys for watching. We'll see you all in the next one.